Hi, everybody. It's Ken Varga. Welcome to this thing. It's just astounding how at 74 years old, I'm doing a webinar. For the life of me, I just can't fathom that I'm doing this and what have you. And, you know, I've got a few things I want to tell you. Number one, I want all of you to make sure you have a pad and pen handy for notes because I'm going to be giving you such valuable information that it's just going to help you create massive amounts of prospects. And I want you to also hold your questions off till the end. Answer your questions. And I'll tell you when you could, what to do at the end, how to ask questions. And, what I'm going to be going over with you right here now is, by the way, I just want to mention to you for the pad and paper stuff, I'm going to be showing you different things that you're going to be able to do right now. But I do want you to try desperately to hold off because you're going to get a link to this webinar so that you could replay it so that you could write down again the information that you're missing as we go along because you're not going to be writing as fast as we're going to be talking. So the key thing here is don't stress out. Just you're going to get a copy of the link to the recording and it'll work for you. All right? Anyways, some of you haven't really heard of Meetup. I personally wish that there was something like this around when I initially, started in the industry, because it would have made such a difference. Because 99% of the industry is face-to-face contact, and I'm going to show you how to get appointments via Meetup. All right. So I'm going to show you how to get an appointment with up to 55% of the people that you communicate with, not only see physically, but also communicate with via a message. But some of you asked me about my bio and what am I all about, what happened. You could read this as I'm talking, but I personally am quite content and happy that I'm back doing something. Because in 1999, all right, I sold my last business actually in 95 and I retired. And I just vegetated out for almost 10 years there. And I started realizing I was losing a creative ability that I was blessed with. That old saying, people, if you don't use it, you lose it. It is so, so true. So this just gives you a little bio of who I am and what I do. Anyway, you want to open your browser and type in the words www.meetup.com. Then you want to click, if you're not already a member, all right, if you're already a member, you want to click on log in. But if you're not a member of Meetup already, you want to click on the red sign up button to create a profile. Now, you could just type your name in, email, and password, and trust me when I say this, I never thought I'd have so many darn passwords in all my life. So you want to put this password somewhere where you're going to remember it because you're going to, on a daily basis, go into this and work it. All right? Anyway, so you want to do it that way, and then you click on sign. You could also sign up through Facebook or Google. We just click on Facebook, but then it's going to ask you to create a profile, and this is what your profile is going to look like. It'll be prompted to add a picture, personal information, interests, social media links, and a little bit about yourself. And then what's going to happen is it's going to show this picture, and this picture now shows the different categories of groups that are in LinkedIn. They vary extensively. Automatically, Meetup puts you into the arts and career and business one. If you're not into arts, all you need to do is to deselect the check mark there and what have you. But what you want to do is, like, if you're a Christian and you belong to Christianity and all, you can check off beliefs. If you're into books, book clubs. If you have young children, you want to do family. If you're single, you want to do food and drink and social. I would also suggest health and wellness and sports and fitness, because a lot of individuals are really into that. But one of the most rewarding ones that I have found were pets. So if you have a pet, definitely join the pet one. And then you click on the next button on the bottom. And now this is what comes up for each category that you chose to be in. And what you want to do is to take a couple of minutes just to read these and put an X mark in a box that interests you, that you have an interest for. Like if you're into art, you click on art. If you're into drawing. Beliefs, Bible study, self-exploration, spiritual growth, Christian ministry, business, etc. So you're going to have this for each of the groups that you're going to be in. So you want to check the boxes that apply to you. All right, now, based on your interest, the Meetup is going to select groups for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a few Meetup groups. First thing you're going to do is click on a group. Then you're going to click on Add Me. All right. Now, another way that Meetup does it is if you see the next sign, like right over here on the top right that I have in red, all right, then you could do it this way that I'm going to show you. You just have to choose the plus sign in each of the groups. And at the end, just click on Next. And what I want you to do is to choose 30 groups to belong to. And you'll see my rationale and reasoning a little bit later. So you want to pick the groups there, and then you're going to create a profile for each group, by the way. And it's important to do this. You just type in your Facebook account if you want there. Simply check the box next to the social media link that you want to add. It could be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. Okay. Now you want to do is to click on the top left, the word Find. And it's going to now find a Meetup group for you. In this situation, I just have 3 groups here. So what you're going to do, the groups that you selected will appear as Meetups. Underneath that, where it says Suggested Meetups, these are groups you could add in the future if you want. So after creating your profile and pre-selecting groups, you could also find specific groups to join that would contain prospects within your niche. You want to click All Meetups search box. See where it says business and I got it circled? You could type business in there. For you, those of you who are female, you could type women in there. So, I mean, it gives you a wide variety of groups that you could choose from. So you want to also change, you want to make sure that you're within 50 miles of your town. Now, a lot of time if you moved and you were originally a member of Meetup, like yesterday I was on the phone with a young lady who was in, I think it was St. Louis, but anyway, but she still had the Oakland thing. So you click on the name of the town and the city and then type in your zip code and click on the town and it'll update it for you. But you always want to be within 50 miles, so you could change it. You could browse through different groups. And you just click on a group in which you're interested. So like I've circled, Business Networking for Success. This now will tell you the number of members here. And that's important because you don't want to join a group that only has 2 or 3 members. If the group looks like it has potential prospects, then you want to click Join Us on the top right. And then once you're done, click on Find a Meetup on the top left of all the Meetup groups you've joined. See right there, it's top left Meetup. So now that you've joined the groups containing your prospects, you could start communicating with members in those groups. Now I'm going to show you a methodology right now, all right, that's really going to show a potential profit for you that's extraordinary. And it's just everything I'm showing you right here today. It's going to take you less than 5 minutes a day to do. So there's no excuse for you not doing it. All right? So you want to click on Find a Meetup on the top left to find the groups that you've joined. Now you got the group. So I circled the Mammoth Ocean. So now you're going to click on the group that you belong. So I want you to write this down. When you're messaging members, you click on Find on the top left, and then click on the first group on which you belong. And make sure you're writing this down. You click on Members on the top of the page. See, I've got it circled. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on Date Joined. See, I've got it there. And then you want to click on the first new member's name. So now you're going to click on Rob. Okay, and under Rob's, this will show up, and under Rob's name is the word message. This is where you want to have click on message. Now, this is the welcome message I put together. So take a moment and write it down. It says, hi, whatever the person's name is. If it's John, it's hi, John. I would like to take a moment to welcome you as a fellow member of our Meetup group. On Meetup, we are here to help each other with ideas and referrals. Please tell me a little about yourself and who your ideal referral would be, so that when I see someone like that, I will refer them to you. My personal email is, and you type your email in there, have a great day, type your first name and phone number. Now what you want to do is to type this message into a Word document. The reason for that is every day you're going to copy this message, because what I'm going to show you how to do, you're going to paste it. Now this message is good for the business Meetup groups. For the ones like hiking and dieting and spiritual and social, you want to just change this a little bit. So in the second paragraph, you want to delete, all right, in the second line, and who your ideal referral would be, so that when I see someone like that, I will refer them to you. So you just want to leave in the second paragraph, on Meetup, we are here to help each other with ideas and referrals. So everybody got that? 5 more seconds, and I'll let you keep looking at it and write it down, because it is important for you to write it down. So the one strictly for social or non-business related, say, hi, John, I would like to take a moment to welcome you as a fellow member of our Meetup group. On Meetup, we are here to help each other with ideas and referrals. Please tell me a little about yourself. My personal email is, your email, have a great day, and your name and phone number on the bottom. Okay, again, don't stress out, because you're going to get a link probably Friday, Saturday. You can go right through this webinar again, and then just stop and pause constantly on this. So this welcomes the new member to the Meetup group. What it does, nobody in Meetup does this. Nobody does. It builds rapport, and it sets you apart from the other members of the group. Again, it asks them for business ones what their ideal referral would be, so you could refer business to them. And it encourages reciprocity, and it opens up a dialogue for potential conversion into a referred partner or possible customer and a client. So it's important that you just seriously do this, and it's just going to take you less than 5 minutes a day. So when you click on message, this is what's going to show up. So right there, you're going to type in "Hi Rob," and below it, you're going to paste the welcome message. It really is that simple. And then you're going to click on send on the right-hand side. So again, then what you want to do is click on the find button on the top left. I don't want you to do, all right, more than one welcome message in each group. I want you to do a minimum of 10 welcome messages each day. And the reason I want you to join 30 groups is because you're going to find that some groups don't get new members every day. So therefore, you can't possibly send them a welcome message. So you just go to the next group, the next group. So you want to just send one a day out. And that's important. All right? You want to keep track of who you're sending the welcome messages to. Now, the reason I only want you to do one to each group is that Meetup's pretty tough. If you do excessive messaging, it could cause your account to be disabled. They don't even publish the daily limit, by the way. All right, I found that I was able to do up to 30. So therefore, all you want to do is 10 every day, which is important. Okay, so now you click on find. Once you mention member to move on to the next group, which is you click on find on the top left, and then that'll bring you to the next group. You click on Shore Speakers, and you just do the same thing. And like I said, it's going to take you less than 5 minutes a day to do this. All right? Now, the next step, by the way, is to attend actual Meetup meeting. You try to attend at least one Meetup group meeting per week. And the way you can find the groups is to click on Find on the top left. All right, and then you see I've got that circled, and then also on the right I've got calendar circled. Okay? You can click on that, and it'll show you like where the next group meetings are going to be at. Now you could, it'll show by default the Meetup groups which you belong to and your interest. All right, but you could also view upcoming Meetup groups, all right, by clicking on the see it says 60 meetups in your groups. By clicking in there, also on the right of that it says 659 meetups nearby. Clicking on there and modifying your miles or radius to see who, what, where is close to you. You could also add in a key search like business for meetups related for a specific keyword. And then once you find the one you want to do, then you just click on DIY Marketing Studio for more information about the and to possibly sign up for a group if you're not in it. If you're not in the group, it's going to say join and reserve. Respond. If you are in that group, it's just going to say RSVP. So you click on RSVP and, to join a group, etc. Now, here's some tips when you're physically at a Meetup meeting. And this is very important, and I need you desperately to make sure you have your pad and paper handy, because what I'm going to go over now is going to really make a big difference in your closing ratio. You always want to let the other person talk first. So just simply ask them, tell me a little about yourself. And then, if it's a business-related group, you want to ask them, do you need referrals? If they say yes, you ask them who would be your ideal referral, and then when they're done, you say to them, when I see someone like that, I will refer them to you. Now again, the key critical thing of the whole introduction is to build and getting them to tell you about themselves first. All of you have read, if you're in my coaching program, the module 1, which I went over extensively, the law of reciprocity. When you ask a person to tell you about themselves first, they are going to say to you, you're building a bond now, and they're going to say to you, John, what do you do? Most of the insurance agents respond with, I'm in the insurance business, I'm a financial planner, etc., etc. Don't be like everybody else. If you're at these meetings and they give you 30 seconds in front of a group, the whole group, to tell you about themselves, then you could say I'm a financial planner, I'm in the insurance business. But when you're face to face, this is what you want to say. So write it down for a moment. Okay? If you just sell life insurance, you want to say, I am a wealth creator specialist. I help individuals like you retire years before you thought you could. Would you like me to show you how? God, I love doing this. And if you're selling P&C, automobile insurance, say, I am a stress relief specialist. I take the worry away that people like you have when you wonder whether or not you are 100% covered on your automobile insurance. I am sure that you will agree with me that the last thing you need is to submit a claim and find out you are not covered. I have a free 15-minute analysis that will show us if you're adequately covered. Or you could say, show you the gaps you have in your coverage. And then you just simply say, would you like to see the gaps you have in your coverage? So it's important that you do this. Really important. Now, I'll leave this on for a few minutes. Not a few minutes, because it's going to take a little longer than that. But I'll just I'll leave it on for a count of 5. And again, you're going to get a copy of the recording. So, you can always stop it and pause it and write this stuff down. I guarantee you, if you memorize this, what you want to do is put this, by the way, onto a Word document and put it in create a Ken Varga folder on your desktop and put this in there. Put in the information that we went over before, all right, on the welcome message, and call it Meetup welcome message naturally. But let me say this to you. If you're having difficulties in creating this introduction, I'll help you create it. Just send me an email at Ken, K-E-N-P-B-G, Peter Boy Girl, at AOL.com. Write it down. It's on the bottom right. And we'll arrange a convenient time for a phone call, and I'll show you exactly how to create it. Now, what are the benefits, all right, of using Meetup? Number one, it's an inexpensive way of building your pipeline and building your database. your community. You're going to have more prospective clients by joining groups and sending out new connections. Systematic way of doing lead generation. It increases in referrals from your new connections. All right, just listen to this here a minute because it's very, very important. All right, without prospecting people, you're not going to be in business for too long of a period of time. It always aggravates me within the insurance industry itself. They bring you aboard, they ask you to make a list of 100 people that you know, but they never teach you how to prospect. That's one of the reasons my coaching program is so successful. But according to the subscribers in my coaching program, listen to this, they're getting 6 to 8% response rate on this welcome message. So for every 100 messages you send out, if you send out 10 a day, that's every 10 days. So over a 30-day period of time, you're going to get 18 to 24 new prospects to talk to about your products. It's found, I mean, like I said, I wish that I had this here when I was creating my 6 million customers, because it would have made life so much easier. And everything I teach everybody in my coaching program now, I mean, it's just phenomenal. But here's a little bit about the coaching program. Every month you get a new module where it's a new strategy that you just implement. You want to download it, you want to print it up, and you want to download it into the Ken Varga folder that you're going to set up. You have monthly calls that we have, where every month I go over new ideas and or questions that the members might have. For example, last month one of the members wanted to know how to break into the female market, because one of my companies that I had was I insured over 1,900,000 nurses throughout the United States, and over 80% of them were females. All right, you also get a link to download the coaching calls after they happen so that you don't have to be on the call, because we know how busy you are. And if you can't make the call and you got questions, all you need to do is email. But here's the information on it. You're going to be very, very surprised. It's only $20 a month. And I want to tell you this. You probably tip more than $20 a month. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to guarantee you that after you sign up and you get your first module, if you don't feel it's worth $20, please let me know and I'll return the $20 to you. But I'll show you additional ways of creating 10 to 20 new prospects. So after you sign up, we'll arrange a phone call, and I'll go over a new concept with you individually via the phone to create 10 to 25 new prospects per month. So to sign up, go to www.buildyourpracticefast.com. So write that down, www.buildyourpracticefast.com. And it explains everything, and it shows everything of value there. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, I'd rather have somebody else doing all these mundane functions for me. Well, everything that I'm showing you here is easy to implement. You might think that you're overwhelmed. All right, but what you do is you really need a virtual assistant, and they'll help you generate prospects and set up appointments for you without you having to spend all the time doing it. I personally have a virtual assistant that's been working wonderful with me for the last couple of years. And I'm introducing the owner of the place shortly. So I want everybody just to hang on for a moment because it's going to give you some good information. But I've been dealing with VA talent for a long, long time. And I found them to be very helpful. They helped me grow my network by sending the welcome message out, setting up appointments and managing my calendar, creating and sending out newsletters, managing my contacts and email marketing. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They even created my website. They update my website and do different content things. They do send out my blog for me. They manage my social media marketing campaigns and accounts. They increase my website traffic and search ranking. I mean, these are all things. If you have a website, you need a mechanism for somebody to constantly have and keep your website up to date so that somebody is there constantly. And they do so much. Now I'm going to be introducing John Davern, and I want everybody to stay on the line till the end because what you're going to hear is really going to be worth your while. And it's going to be very, very rewarding to you. And it's going to show you how to save extensive amounts of money. So VAs create prospects for you that you can present your products to. So now I'm going to introduce John. And John's going to take, and John, here you go.
Okay, well, thanks, Ken. I'm going to switch things over to my screen. And yeah, Ken, it's great to be on this call with you and everybody else on the call. I've been part of your coaching program for several years now, and you've been using our virtual assistant service as well. And I can tell you, for me, it's been a tremendous benefit for me is being part of your coaching program. And just a little bit about my background. I have a corporate background in 20 years in human resources and recruiting, and worked for multiple Fortune 500 companies, including General Electric, Harris, Home Depot, Toyota, General Motors joint venture. And so I was working in corporate, working over 55 plus hours a week. But at the same time that I was doing my corporate job, I really did want to be an entrepreneur and have my own business. And I'm out here in Silicon Valley, and we were having a big real estate boom. And at the time I was working for Home Depot, and never really had any home improvement experience, but I can say, just by being surrounded by that environment, I just had that extra confidence that I could flip houses and do rehabs, and it gave me that confidence. And so I got involved at that time in real estate investing, and I set up my own website indicating that I buy houses, and I was sending hundreds and hundreds of postcards out to people and building my real estate business. And one of the things that happened to me is I was working 55, maybe 60 hours a week in my corporate job, but then trying to start my own business. And I was it started out, I was getting maybe 6 hours of sleep a day, then it was 5 hours of sleep a day, then it was 4 hours of sleep a day, because I was trying to do everything on my own. And at some point, fortunately, I got introduced to the concept of having a virtual assistant that could do this work for me. So I hired my first virtual assistant, and I hired them to do the repetitive tasks of posting ads for Craigslist, and posting ads on Craigslist and searching for people who were selling their homes. And I did my first real estate deal as a result of having a virtual assistant. They were going on Craigslist, they found someone who was selling their home, and I was able to do a wholesale deal on that deal, and sold that to my president of my real estate investment club. And so word got out that I had success with that. I had some success with some other properties, and people kept asking me, hey, we want to get a virtual assistant to help us with getting real estate deals and doing a lot of that busy work. And that really was the birth of the company that I have now, which is Virtual Assistant Talent LLC. And what I do is I help business owners to grow their business without them having to put all the time, their own time into it. That could be real estate, it could be insurance, it could be network marketing, whatever that type of business is. And so my experience is, again, coming from an HR background, but then entrepreneurial. I've been a Silicon Valley HR manager. I've filled thousands of job openings. I've trained thousands of employees, and I've also had experience with hiring, training, and managing hundreds of virtual assistants. And kind of in combining that experience, I've also taken what I've learned from GE Six Sigma and Toyota problem solving. And one of the big things that I learned from Toyota is anytime that I went into my job or anytime we put somebody in their job, one of the first things that we had them do is to document their daily tasks, their weekly tasks, their monthly tasks, and putting together a standardized work for doing that. And that's how what I do now is when I work with business owners, I look at what work do you need, what work needs to be done to run your business, and what work needs to be done to grow your business. And can that work be done remotely or virtually? And all that has the goal of saving you time and saving you money and helping you scale. So I started Virtual Assistant Talent in 2009, and we specialize, if you don't know what a virtual assistant is, it's a remote or home-based worker that can do these type of tasks for you, just like Meetup, with what Ken Varga is describing, on the call today. That's a task that has a standardized work. There's a process that he's gone over on the call with you, and you can make a choice to either do it on your own or to have somebody do that for you. And there's just so much potential with what you can do with a virtual assistant. And I've employed hundreds of Philippines-based virtual assistants, and they can really do anything, not just Meetup, but they can do other things such as digital marketing, SEO, social media, content writing, web design, graphics, lead gen, telemarketing, administrative, so many different things. There's our website. I'm going to go over a few other things and show you how we've applied this to Meetup. But if you want to find more about the company, that's the website there, virtualassistanttalent.com, and our phone number as well. So I mentioned, as a person that had my corporate job but also trying to develop my own business, one of the things that really transformed my life, and there was a book out there, Timothy Ferriss, the 4-Hour Work Week. When I was working my corporate job 55, 60 hours a week and trying to start my own business, I was more of living the 4-hour 4 hours of sleep per day was really what I was going through. And it's amazing, what your body gets used to. And there was times where I was getting maybe 3 hours of sleep, and I was like, wow, at least that's better than 2 hours of sleep per day. And fortunately, I discovered virtual assistants, and it really can be a life changer for you. Imagine you have all these different tasks. If you look at what you have to do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, as part of maintaining your business or growing your business, and imagine a task like this, which can really help your business, that you go to bed at night and you got somebody that's doing this work for you, and you wake up in the morning and you've got leads in your inbox in Meetup. That's the power of having a virtual assistant to help you, and it really can help you provide work-life balance, more time with your family, waking up in the morning refreshed, and a lot of those tasks have already been done with you, having more prospects and clients, and helping to increase your revenue. So this is something that I really believe, when applied properly, can help to transform your life and business. And one of the things with my HR background, and also with hiring a lot of virtual assistants, we've hired hundreds of virtual assistants, and so I know which ones are good and which ones are not, and what to look out for. And that's part of the assistance that I bring our clients and customers. So with this, we created the Virtual Assistant Done For You Starter Package for Meetup.com. And basically, what the Virtual Assistant does is helps you set up your Meetup account, just how Ken showed you. They're going to create your Meetup.com profile by understanding about you, what is your business, who's your avatar, who are the people that you're trying to contact and convert into clients. And the daily activity that they would be doing 5 days a week would be to join 6 Meetup groups per day containing your potential clients. And once we've joined those groups, we are going to send a welcome message, one welcome message per group per day. And so just like Ken showed you, we go into, by the end of the week, we'll have joined 30 groups. We're going to monitor those groups to check to see some of activity, other groups don't. And so we'll switch groups and we'll see which ones are getting the response, which ones aren't, which ones have a lot of people joining, which ones don't, and kind of tweak that to get the best responsiveness for you. So sending one welcome message per group on a daily basis times 30 groups, that would be 30 messages a day, or 150 welcome messages per week. That's the average. Not every group is going to have a new member each day, but what our job is to monitor those groups and switch you out of those groups if they're not really performing. Now, when you're sending that welcome message, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that are going to respond positive to that, and that's when we'll notify you of the positive responses to the messages for a follow-up action. And if you look at the numbers, let's say you had 150 people that you sent messages to on a weekly basis. If you're getting a 6 to 8% response, that's somewhere between 9 to 12 prospects that you have now to follow up with. Okay, so in deciding, how much is your time worth versus hiring somebody else, this is a decision we have to make anytime we're making a choice of doing something on our own or having somebody else do it for us. And I even make this choice, even this past weekend, and looking at the trees in my yard. The neighbor said, hey, your trees are hanging over in our yard, and we need you to cut these trees back. And I kind of look at, well, yeah, I could do some of this on my own. How much is my time worth to do that, though, versus if I hired somebody else to do it? Because I could do it, but that's my time, and my time is valuable. And this will kind of give you a little bit of guidance when you're looking at, you want to spend your time doing the highest value work, the work that's going to get you in front of your customers and get your conversions. And if you look at these, this data comes from Bureau of Labor Statistics. Let's say you're doing this task on a daily basis, you're managing your LinkedIn account, or even if you're doing some other task, as an example. You spend an hour a day doing this task, and on a weekly basis, if you look at, well, if I've spent 5 hours a week doing something like this, how much is that costing me in terms of my time? Average insurance agent, mid-range, $23 an hour, $115 per week, or $460 a month. That's if you're doing something 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, or 5 hours a week. A real estate agent, $19.71 an hour, $394 monthly. Small business owner, $28 an hour, $142 a week, $569 monthly, and so forth. If you're an average, based on the Social Security Administration National Wage Index, 22.35 per hour is the average across the board. That's $447 monthly. So any time that you're deciding, how much is your time worth, this is a good way, a good guide for you in assessing that. Now, if you outsource your work for, let's say, a task like Meetup, you hire a marketing assistant if you look at the average salary for a marketing assistant, $16.91 per hour. If they were doing something for you an hour a day, 5 days a week, that's $338 a month. Or let's say on the lower end, an admin assistant, $14.85 per hour, or $297 per month. So this is kind of what I do when I assess things. And one of the things, the power of a virtual assistant is, you know, if you compare a virtual assistant to an admin assistant, which you get here for office-based workers at $15 an hour, not necessarily college degreed, and the VAs that I'm hiring in the Philippines are college degreed, have been in management positions, have been in supervisor positions, and a lot of them now they want to work from home. And so it's not necessarily even comparing apples to apples, if you will, with that. But it's all about getting a return on investment and assessing, well, what if I do it on my own, or I have a virtual assistant do it for me? And Ken, you know, what's been your experience? You've been using a virtual assistant for a number of years.
John, I just want to say something here.
Yeah.
I have seen such value from the services I've gotten in your organization that it's mind-boggling. But just last month when I did my analysis, and everybody should always do an analysis for their return on investment. So far, my return last month was 320%. So for every dollar I spent with you, I got back $327.
Wow.
Does that? I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. And that's really the power of a virtual assistant is not only the ROI, but also the time that it's saved you. And it can really make a big difference, you know, in your business. If you look at the cost of your time, let's say if you were going to do the Meetup task on your own and you placed a value on your time, if you were doing it versus having somebody else, you know, this is how much it could cost you based on some of those statistics that I put up there. Or if you hire an office-based worker, you know, monthly base. Now, the Meetup package, if you wanted to have somebody else do this for you, we've standardized the work. We've come up with a program that does exactly what Ken showed you. The weekly cost of that would be $49 a week, or if you looked at it on a monthly basis, $196 a month. And what they're going to do, they're going to create that profile for you. They're going to go into the account on a daily basis and monitor your 30 groups, send the welcome message to new people in each of the groups, and they're gonna limit it to try to avoid the account getting shut down. So you got to be careful you don't send too many messages. But then switching out the groups and making sure that you're in groups that are performing and that have new people joining. Now there's a discount or promo code. That's going to take the cost down to $44 a week or $160 a month. That's available, which is we've got different payment pricing plans. If you wanted to just test this out on a weekly basis, if you apply promo code KEN5, that's $44 a week. If you wanted to pay bi-weekly, there's a promo code KEN10, $88 bi-weekly, or monthly, promo code KEN20 for that. And if you look at the overall cost, it's 40% less than an office admin, and you're really getting a highly qualified person that handles the task for you. That's typically college degreed and has held pretty impressive jobs in the corporate world and is seasoned in home-based work as well. The promo code's a limited time, so if you sign up by September 30th, it's going to apply to the first 2-month service. After that, it goes to the regular price, but if you looked at your savings, it's a $40 savings. So this program is, again, this is something we've standardized the work. It's a task for Meetup that you do it over and over again. It gets you a return. And I can tell you, one of the other techniques that I've learned from Ken several years ago, I'm still doing that technique, and it's still bringing a return from me. And he's tweaked it. You know, he's changed it. Certain things you have to change a little bit over time, and we tweak it to make sure that it's continues to work. So to sign up for the starter package for Meetup, you can go to virtualassistanttalent.com/Meetup. And if you have any questions, you can shoot us an email or call us. There's the phone number there. Go to virtualassistanttalent.com/Meetup to sign up for the services. Now, one of the important things I wanted to mention is the the coaching program and VA services do complement each other perfectly, and I can say this from my own personal experience. You know, if I tried to, as an example, one of the things that anytime we're sending communications out to people, we have to have good sales copy. We have to deliver a good message that is going to convert. And that's why Ken's program has been so important to me, is if I get stuck on something, I don't have good sales copy, it's not producing a return for me, this is a resource for you to go to. And I've sent Ken, you know, my ad copy, my messaging copy, and he's helped me with that. He's helped me with my business messaging, or even customer service. You know, you have to provide good customer service to people, and I've learned a lot about that through the program. So it really can make the difference. It's the missing link between, you could send a message out to 1,000 people and not get any conversions because you don't have good ad copy, or maybe your product or service that you're offering to people isn't what they want. And these are things that he can help you tweak for your business, and that's why it's so important to look at both options. And if you want to sign up for his program, coaching program, buildyourpracticefast.com to sign up for coaching program. Now, one last thing, some people will ask, well, what if we want the VA to do other things for us, or what if we don't just want to do meetup.com? We have other things that the VA could do for us. Maybe you need somebody to answer phones, you do telemarketing calls, or you need them to help the website, or you just want to incorporate Meetup and do a bunch of other tasks. We can help you with that as well. Other VA services, the way that this works is if you have a non-technical VA, somebody that's an admin assistant, social media or content or research or data entry, maybe they're doing telemarketing. We have non-technical VAs starting at $8.20 per hour. I say starting at $8.20 per hour because it's also based on the talent that you're getting and their experience, but generally speaking, $8.20 an hour is kind of the start rate. And you can really choose from what does your business need, 10 hours a week, 15, 20, 40 hours a week. And you prepay, and you have a bank of hours that VA works, and that draws from your prepaid balance. And we monitor the VAs for time and attendance, so they log into a screen capturing program, and when they're logged into that screen capturing program, we know how many hours that they're working, and as they work those hours, that gets deducted from your prepaid balance. I have a human resource person that monitors them for time and attendance, and we also have customer service and client reps and project managers that monitor for quality, so that if you're not getting a good quality or there's an issue with the VA, we intervene, we can swap out the VA for somebody else. You know, having a good VA and a not so good VA really can make the difference, and you know, that's where we add that HR expertise to make sure you have a performing VA. Technical VAs to do web design, maintenance, graphics, IT, and programming. Price point at that, they're paid a little higher. That starts at $11.20 an hour, and again, what you do is you just decide, well, what's my business need? How many hours a week do I think I'm going to need that person? And you prepay, and it deducts from that balance. Our program, you know, you can cancel at any time, and we refund the balance. There's no you know, specific contracts that you have to sign up for. But if you're interested in more of this, where you've got some customized needs for your business, you can go to virtualassistanttalent.com or give us a call or sign up to learn more. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today, and I'm going to turn it back over to Ken, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Okay, I just want to thank everybody for being on the webinar here. And again, it's exciting at 74 years old. I'm capable and able to do this. It's just fascinating. I noticed quite a number of attendees have their hand up in the air. I believe that was when they were responding to your request, John. So if they could delete the hand up in the air, and anybody that has any questions now, we'll leave it open. Just click in the button there to for your hand to be up, and then we'll unmute you. And then is that the way it's done?
Yep, yeah, so let's start fresh. So everybody go ahead and put your hands down. I appreciate that from earlier on. But put your hands down right now, and then we'll give you a minute to clear the queue. and then we'll know that way if anybody still has their hand raised that you have a question, and I'll unmute you. Then there's also a section where you can, there's also a section for questions where I've seen people also put their questions in. So we'll open up for questions now. One thing I forgot to mention, there was a promo code if you want our prepaid hourly plans. There's a promo code called Fall 2016. If you use that, you'll get $50 off by the end of the month for our hourly based program. So let's see what questions that we have in the queue here.
Okay, we got Anthony's got his hand raised.
Okay, okay, I'm going to click on Anthony. Let's see here. Oh, Anthony, he just looks like he put his hand down.
Okay, then we'll just go down a little bit. All right, nobody else has their hand up, so why don't we answer questions, John?
Okay, we got some questions in the queue here. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to maximize my screen here so I can see this better. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm hosting a financial workshop next Tuesday. Do you have any tips how I can prospect to get more qualified leads to attend the workshop? So that's from Jack Thomas.
Jack, put your hand up so that we could unmute you, because I have some questions. All right, so unmute Jack, John.
Okay, let's see, Jack. Okay, there he is, Jack Thomas. Okay, I'm unmuting you, Jack. You're ready to go? Okay.
Okay, Jack.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, Jack. Question: Who's the target audience?
So the target audience is doctors, real estate investors, and business owners.
Okay. So what you want to do is, oh God, I wish we would have had more time, but you got to just build up your database. If you want to send me an email, we'll try to arrange a phone call, and I'll try to give you some information on it. But the key thing here is you should be sending it to your database.
Sure.
All right, to get them into there. And the way you create that database is over a period of time by sending them every month some content that will make it exciting for them. Mm-hmm. So that this way, when you send them a communication, immediately they're going to respond.
Right. I have a huge database, and I have MailChimp, so I've been shooting some email with invites.
Well, that's what you want to do.
Great, great.
Okay. Did I answer your question?
Definitely did. I always appreciate you, Ken.
Okay. Would you?
So I'll go ahead and Jack, if you're done, I'm going to go ahead and I'll mute you again. We've got another question that says how as a member do I access previous coaching calls?
Okay, Jeff, let me answer that one.
Yep.
I'm in a process now of trying to put together the links for the last 10 coaching calls. So you'll be notified, Jeff, on it happening because you're in a coaching program.
Yeah, I know for me, after each coaching call, I always get an email that has a link to access it as well. Usually comes via email. Okay, so that was Jeff's question. Ray has asked. Ray Alcali has asked about when should we expect the recording. Recording process, I would say that'll get done over the weekend, and then you should expect a recording to be emailed to you by early next week. If for some reason you don't get that, it goes into your spam or something happens with that, you can always shoot me an email or shoot an email to info@virtualassistanttalent.com, or of course send an email to Ken. But that should go out very early next week. We'll process it over the weekend and get that sent out to you early next week. Let's see, we have a question. Jeff Santos, I have a friend that might be interested in being a technical VA. How can she contact you? If they send their resume and their information to info@virtualassistanttalent.com, that's info@virtualassistanttalent.com. My HR person, Isa, will reach out to them and discuss that with them. Okay, we got a question from David Gressy. I wanted to start a Medicare insurance informational meetup group myself. Is that a good source of leads, and do you have training on how to do this?
No, we don't have training on how to do this. But within my coaching program, on the conference call, I go over how to create a meetup group and or a LinkedIn group. Meetup charges, so you could, LinkedIn doesn't. But what you want to do is you want to just go onto LinkedIn, click on interests and groups, and then see what it, click on create a group. Then what you want to do is just print up that sheet of paper that you're going to fill in, because I want you to live with it for about 6 weeks. I want you to come up with a good name. It could be Seniors 101. It could be Medicare living through Medicare. Anyway, what you want to do is have a group that you want to have a reason why people would want to join. So it's got to give them a good reason why you want to join. All right? But send me an email if you have any more questions on it, and I'll try to help you, Dave.
Okay. All right, looks like we've gone through all of the questions in the queue, and again, if anybody has additional questions, you can shoot us an email message, and we will be also sending out a recording as well. And I'll make sure we get the recordings out there by early next week. And Ken, is there any other things that you wanted to add before we close out the call?
No, I just want to thank everybody for being on the call, and I look forward to talking to them personally. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, just send me an email at kenpbg@aol.com, and I'll respond accordingly. So everybody take care. Have a great coming weekend, and I look forward to talking to you again.
All right, thanks everybody.